Welcome everybody to another episode of the Creative Cosplay Corner. Today I've got a little bit of a teaser as to whom we're bringing on. This is a cosplayer that has quite a fandom for particular realms, and not to say that we know what that is, but let's look at all of the different cosplays that our guest has today. I'd like you to meet Star Gamma Cosplay. All right, everybody, welcome back. Now that you know what Star Gamma Cosplay has to bring, we've seen what she has and all the different types that she's gotten into. Let's meet the person behind the cosplay. I'd like to introduce Ari, otherwise known as Star Gamma Cosplay. Ari, come on the show, introduce yourself, and just kind of tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Ari, and I've been interested in cosplay for about, I would say, like 10 years, but I've had like a million breaks in between and stuff, so I've just kind of, I don't actually have 10 years complete experience, but still have fun with it.
Well, Ari, and we all have those real world scenarios, whether it's life, school, work, all those breaks. We totally get that. But I will tell you, you've got some pretty kick-ass cosplays. So how did you get into cosplay? What are the things that, like you said, 10 years, but what were the things that led you into wanting to be a cosplayer?
So I started from like a very young age, like at 9 years old. I was very interested in fashion design and stuff, and I had like one of those like little miniature mannequins I would just like pin clothes to and stuff. So it just started very small, and then I learned like how to sew buttons and stuff, and then eventually I was lucky in fourth grade. I had this teacher that would teach us how to sew like fabric and stuff, like quilting almost. And then that's when I got like super obsessed just with sewing to begin with and stuff, and I would drive my dad insane because I'd be like, let's get fabric and sew like really crappy pillows, like the stitches were always like very far apart and stuff, but I was learning, like everyone starts from somewhere.
Yep.
And then when I was like about 12 years old, money was kind of tight in my household, and when it came around Halloween time, we were looking through catalogs and stuff, and Halloween costumes can be very expensive. The costume I wanted was actually Fiona from Adventure Time, like the gender bend version of Finn.
Yeah.
And I saw that it was like $40, and I was like, we can't afford that. And I was like, you know what, how about I just get creative and stuff? And it was literally just an inside-out t-shirt, a skirt with like glued-on fabric to change the color.
Sure.
And just like a chopped-up like white t-shirt for the little like hood thingy that she has and like the ears and stuff. It was a disaster, but 12-year-old me was pretty proud of it because
I love it.
ended up being like $10.
Yep. So one thing, you've got a great origin story, and I'll tell you why. You're absolutely right. This isn't really about maybe our how deep our pockets are, but I loved, you were like, let's figure this out. Your creative part of you said, I can do this, this, and this, turn it, flip it, do this, and it actually turned out good, right? It was your cosplay. You loved it. Now, again, looking back, there's different levels of skills, like you said. But it's a kick-ass time to just go to Halloween, build your own, and it sounds like it kind of got you the hook. Like, this is how I want to do stuff now, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I had so much fun with that. I knew, obviously, later on down the road, it did not look good at all, but it was just, I had fun just being creative and stuff, and it was like a craft, and then I later on learned how serious people actually take cosplay and stuff, and that people even have as a profession and everything, and I was like, wow, like this is so cool. I want to learn more.
And so coming from the East Coast and up where you are and stuff, I'm sure there's a lot of cons and a lot of means to get to other cities that have availability for the things, not in 2020, of course, but I know that we're definitely going to get back to it. But how do you decide what character you want to cosplay?
Usually it's a really tough decision sometimes. Like I'll have a long gap of like, okay, but who do I want to cosplay? Sometimes I'll just know. I only recently got into Star Wars and stuff, and I knew like instantly, like, oh, I really like these characters. I want to cosplay them as soon as I can afford it or whatever.
Sure.
Sometimes you're just drawn to the character and you just know like that you want to cosplay them.
So you've got a great Mando. I know that right now with Mandalorian, and you're putting together right behind you is a kick-ass Mando you've got. By the way, I'm jelly because I don't even have the means in which to display cosplays, and you've got them set up. It looks like you're walking into the front lobby of Marvel or something back here. I love it. You've got an Iron Man Mark50. We talked about some of your Mark50 and some of your apparatus and props that go with that as well. You've got some, and I believe.
Yes.
I believe, and we're going to get everybody out there on your Instagram, I believe that weapon back there for the Mando, what's that called?
Pulse rifle, I believe.
Nope, you're right. I totally forgot the pulse rifle. You actually made that pulse rifle as well.
I did.
Yep. I think it's awesome, whether it's coming from scratch or whether, like you said, you're going to kind of pull together what you have. Your Star Wars, you said, is new, but you've got quite a few of the characters of Star Wars, and you're pulling those off great. Yeah. You've got some Marvel as well. You have, and I don't know, and I'm going to get this wrong, so you can laugh at me. I have no idea. It's not a Sailor Moon. What's the blue and white with the red little? It's like a blue skirt.
Oh, sorry, you went in and out a little bit.
That's okay. Like a blue skirt, I think, with the white shirt with the red boat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was actually from another anime. It was Angel Beats.
Okay.
It was Sheena from Angel Beats that I did. I made that when I was like 15, I think. Honestly, I'm not too like big of an anime fan, but my brother was like, "There's an anime convention coming up, and we're going." And I'm like, "Well, that's my opportunity to sew a costume. Let's do that."
That's awesome. No, I think the spectrum is pretty interesting to go from, like you said, the characters that you've chosen and where you're going. What does the future look like? So you don't have to give us any, teasers, but I know 2020 is kind of a bust, and I know there's some large events back out in 2022, but is there anything else like small that you're doing that you're working on?
Not that I really know of. I don't have like many other small things. I know that I am currently doing a little side project for my neighbor. He's having me like paint his guitar and stuff, and I had to saw some pieces for it. I took carpentry back in high school, so it's nice doing that. It's a bit nostalgic.
I love it. So it sounds like artistically, creatively, you kind of are just wherever you feel like you want to do and participate, you just kind of jump in.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like whatever I feel like, really.
So Ari, let's do this. You said 12 or 13, 14-year-old in Halloween, building your own costume. And now as an adult and you start to do epic builds, what's it like to put on a cosplay and show up, whether it's a con, a friend's house, Barnes & Nobles, whatever? What's it like to show up like that?
It makes me really nervous to do that. Like going to a con at first, I feel really nervous because I'm actually like pretty insecure about how my costumes look and stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna disappoint a lot of people with this showing up to the convention. But luckily, a lot of people are very supportive at the conventions I've been to, at least, and I've never really heard any bad feedback on my cosplays, so it's quite an enjoyable experience.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, and unfortunately, there are some negative people out there, right? They're just because they're just negative, and maybe they have negative feedback for people. But there's a lot of people, like you said, that are very supportive. They show up, high five, they tell you great job, they want to get a picture with you. And then I also have understood that a lot of my guests might feel that they are either shy or maybe they're not socially like want to run out into large groups, or maybe some social anxiety, or even like you said, you're a little nervous to get out there. But I think it's a great community to go and take that leap of faith and get out there and kind of get those things, you know, out into the groups, and then get that support and come back with it. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So my last one for you is, Ari, you've got Iron Man, you've got Captain America. Is that Captain America, or is that a cross, like gender bend of Captain America? Is that you? Is that somebody else?
Oh, no, that's me in my Captain America cosplay. I did that one at 17 years old. After I saw Infinity War. It was my favorite Captain America cosplay, and I just love his character change in Infinity War. I felt like he was a lot more relatable in that movie, and I was totally digging those shields as well. I just thought it was all over, like, super epic.
Well,
and I loved it, so I had to make it.
Right, you had to make, like you said, I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna go make that because that's badass. I want to be that, right? And you said it, great character, but that was the one that when you really knew, I want to put that one together. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So do this for us, Ari. As we get to this is not my episode. This is your episode. You are in the cosplay world, the cosplay community. I love to connect people in this community, which is why I built this platform to provide you all the ability to go out there and chat with everybody. Is there anything you would like to say to your audience? Because they're going to come to watch you. Is there anything you want to say to the cosplay community?
I would probably say if you're getting into cosplay and stuff, to just block out the haters and everything. You'll know if people are genuinely trying to give you constructive criticism and stuff and actually trying to help you. But then there's the people that is just straight up, like criticism, saying like it sucks, but not explaining why it sucks. And those are the people you just kind of like gotta block out and not give your time of day to. And then also for female cosplayers, to not let so many people like influence you on the internet to do anything sexual with cosplay, because I've experienced a lot of people telling me to sexualize like my gender bend cosplays. I do a lot of gender bend cosplay.
Sure.
And people will send me like pictures with like girls in bikinis going, why don't you gender bend like this or like that? And it's just not my style. And I won't let anyone influence me otherwise, because it's not what I'm interested in. I'm very set in my way with what I want to cosplay and exactly how I want to cosplay. Yep. So, yes, my advice I can give. But overall, the cosplay community is very positive, and there's many helpful people, but you will experience some of those sketchy people, I guess.
And Ari, I think it's a great message, both at this point in your career, this point in your life. You said it, forget the haters. There's assholes out there everywhere. They're going to be out there, unfortunately. And two, if you want to do your cosplay, don't let anybody else influence you into what you don't want to do. I think that's two powerful statements in this cosplay world. And then on top of that, you said it. I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it and go have fun. I'm going to put it together how I'm comfortable with it. I think it's a real powerful statement and a really good share for the cosplay world.
Thank you. Exactly. That's what it's supposed to be. Cosplay really is supposed to just be fun for you. And that's all that matters. Just have fun with it. Yeah, there's people that take it to a professional level, but you don't have to be like them. Just do what you want to do and have fun.
I don't know if there's a better way I could even put that wrapped up. And I think that's going to be our tagline when I bring you up on YouTube. It's going to say, Stargamer Cosplay, just have fun. I mean, really, because what the whole point of this is just to go out there and have fun. Ari, it's been a blast. I've had such a treat. One, connecting with you recently, and two, being able to have this chat and kind of see what your background is and why you do what you do. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing with the internet. We appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. To everybody, for this episode of Creative Cosplay Corner, I'm Cable Rose. This has been Ari, or Star Gamma Cosplay, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.